back, everyone, to our podcast, our last 30 podcast about life, death, and everything in between. And sometimes that in between, we don't even know what it is. So, what
I
does
know
that
what it is.
mean? Yeah, what does that mean?
Now wait.
Caesar, what is today's topic? And he kept saying, you'll find out later. I'm like, cool, that'll be exciting. And then an hour or so ago, I said, all right, Caesar, what are we doing, man? What's the topic? Throw it out. What we going, what we're going to talk about? He said, you'll find out when we go live. Or not live, but like when we start recording. So I was like, oh, well, we've not done that before. So, number one, I don't appreciate that. And number two, well, this is absolutely 100%. Not that our podcasts are ever scripted, but we have bullet points,
Notes.
things that we've kind of developed on what we want to talk about. But apparently, Caesar wants to be a. I'm not gonna say it because we are a family show,
I don't know
right?
about all that. No, I don't think any kids listen to us. We're definitely not a family show. And if kids are listening to us, they probably shouldn't.
We're a lot of things.
They probably
Family show
shouldn't.
ain't one.
You're stupid.
Well,
Well, all right. Well, let's get us started. This conversation, honestly, I just thought about this on what's today, whatever day it is. We're on the weekend. I thought about this on Thursday, whenever I was driving to work. Um, we talked about mental health. We talked about everything that we've been through, those struggles, things like that. But we have what we haven't done in a while, and we haven't done this probably in a year and a half or two. No, but in a year and a half, we're not even a year and a half deep into the podcast. Like a little bit over a half a year that we haven't done this, and we did it virtually too. We're just gonna check in again, and I got some questions here that we got for each, that we talked about. Uh, but honestly, it's
hold on,
more.
hold on. You said questions we've talked about. We not. I don't have any
No, no,
questions.
no. I got questions about stuff that we've talked about and things that we've talked about. But more than anything, it's just a check-in episode. It's a little, bro. We've been going nonstop the last couple of months with everything. There's shit that we've been going through. There's things that changes in our day-to-day lives, changes at work, changes with the family, changes everywhere in our lives, and we haven't really had sat down to talk about shit. And we always say at the end of our episodes, well, in the last few months or so that we've been talking about mental health specifically, check up on your people, check up on each other. So I figured this is what's going to be today. We're going to check up on each other. We're going to check on each other. And honestly, it's just going to be a raw conversation. Wherever we take it, however long this takes, it's more of a physical, spiritual relationship kind of check in and just let it unfold naturally, bro. I think that's what we need. And we talked about it through text sometimes, like, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up? What's going on? Things like that. We talked about it on episodes. Like, hey, like for me, I don't listen to music. Guess the shit that's going on. It's October, and we're mid October. We're starting October. My dad's birthday is coming up as well. So the death of my dad is coming up in November. So there's a lot of things going on in our lives. But yeah, I think honestly just wanted to do that and let that go. So the first thing or the first checkup that I have is where are we mentally, bro? Like really, what's been in our head this last couple of months? What's been weighing on us? What's been giving us peace? Because it's also that like what's been holding us back, but what's also helping us continue to keep us motivating us. And honestly, I think I could get it started with saying that driving has given me a space to reflect and process my emotions and be more present with what I'm feeling. I just came back from Chicago last week. I literally took a drive. Yeah, bro, yeah, unexpected. I was on the phone last Friday with my sister. She was gonna be up in Wisconsin visiting some friends or whatever. She's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go down to Chicago to have brunch because I think that's like an hour and a half from Wisconsin." I'm like, "That's cool. It's only like 5 hours from me." She's like, "All right, meet us there." She was joking. at first because we're on the phone with my mom. I was just talking to my
Yeah.
mom. I was like, all right, come meet you there. I'm like, what day? It's like, oh, we're gonna be there Sunday for brunch. I'm like, all right, I'm there. She's like, what? Like, what the hell? Are you serious? And then my mom got back and she's like, don't go driving for whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'll meet you there. So I started texting my sister. Saturday morning or Sunday morning, woke up at 5 in the morning, drove down to Chicago, got there around like 10. Had brunch with my sister, saw my brother-in-law, my sister, my chunky baby. Had brunch, went down to the Bean, to the little
Yeah.
Millennium Park or
Yeah.
whatever, explored it a little bit. Took a boat ride around the lake and drove my ass back home to be at work by Monday morning.
What
So
y'all eat?
uh, honestly, it wasn't that great. It was like a bougie ass brunch spot. The only good thing that I had was the mimosas.
You should have kept it. You should have kept it down, bro. You should have
It
kept
was
it
them.
tacos or hamburgers or
They
something.
hey, they had made all their plans already. They had made all the reservations. So I'm like, fuck it. Whatever y'all want to do,
They was trying to do something nice.
I'll just get there. I wanted to see the baby. I wanted to see my sister and my brother-in-law. And that's what it was. So those 12 hours literally gave me 12 hours in silence most of the time to just be with myself, be with my feelings, be with everything, bro. And I think for me that was therapeutic. So again, that was my mental checkup. That was how I checked in with myself mentally, what was going through. Because it's been a rough month and a half since I moved from Texas over here. It's been a rough month and a half. But that time gave me the energy and the time to process everything that I was going through to be like, all right, you know what, we good. We're in a good spot. We got to move forward. We got to keep pushing forward and going from there. So now is we'll transition to you. How are you doing mentally?
Well, uh, not knowing what you were going to talk about, where you're going to go, I took out I had a piece of paper here. I started writing notes like I'm in class, dude. Like da 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 da.
We're lifelong learners, brother.
And when you said you were, the driving and how beneficial it is, the silence and therapeutic. Um, I used to drive from the front door of my office to the front door of my home was, and I mean 6/10 of a mile. So you couldn't
Hmm.
even get a song in.
Hmm.
And if you were unlucky, you turn on the radio and it was just commercials. So
Yep.
there was no de-stress anyways. You get home and I remember one time I got to the front door and there was a conversation going on and I could hear it and I was thinking, damn, do I even want to go inside? And and it's a crazy thing to say, but when you have crazy days at work, man, and you don't have that time to de-stress, Caesar, and you walk in from one chaos into another, like in our last podcast we talked about feeling disrespected at your office, at your work, at wherever your employer is has you, and then if you also not being respected or worse, being disrespected at home, damn, dude, you're better off at work. Real
Yep.
shit. A man is better off at work if he's not being respected at his home, and
Hmm.
that's how I felt for many years. Where I'm at today, I get to drive to the office. It takes me about 45 minutes to an hour. But in that time, like you, dude, I listen to some podcasts. I listen to some of our podcasts. I listen to other people saying stuff to motivate you, man. I've had the last couple months, Caesar, has been very difficult for me. Um, Kind of going through some stuff in the relationship and we're making, I'm making some moves, bro. I had to come to terms with who I am as a human being,
Hmm.
and I had to have that conversation with myself. Like, if you're not happy, man, you got to get out. If you're not happy at your office, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I'm gonna be real specific, Caesar, and only you know it. So I'm gonna share it with everyone, but only up until this point, only you know.
Hmm.
aside from the people who have to know
Of course.
because of the process. Um, you know, I reached out to my boss, for example, and I said, you know, I think I need to go somewhere else, man. I think I need to explore something else. And my boss has been super supportive, you know, in that process. Um, and and that same week, I had a tough conversation with my spouse, and I said, just like the issue with work,
Hmm.
I think I got to explore something else. And the difference is, in my job, I'm looking for another career, another job. But in my relationship, I'm not looking for another relationship, Caesar. I'm not looking for anybody, but I am looking for something. I am not seeking another person. I am seeking peace.
Hmm.
And if you were to force me into in a corner, say, no, you're doing it for a person, another person. Well, damn, I guess you're right. I'm doing it for me.
Yep.
So right now, if I were to ask you, I am good trying to get better. And so I
That
appreciate
one.
that. I know that. I mean, I appreciate our friendship, dude. I appreciate the work we get to do together. And there are times, Caesar, where if it weren't for you and a handful of one or two friends from high school and one or two veteran friends, shit, I ain't got nobody. That's what it feels like. Maybe you're listening today. Maybe you feel the same way. Like you ain't got no. I got people. Don't get me wrong, man.
Yeah.
But people that I could trust and not gonna say something later on. That's the thing about relationships. You know, we've talked about this, right? You want to destroy a man, you bring something up that they shared in good faith,
Hmm.
whether that's your boyfriend or girlfriend or your spouse or your brother, sister, or your mom and dad. They
Yep.
throw that back in your face. It's so devastating to the human spirit, man. But right now, I'm not in that situation. I ain't nobody being ugly like that, and I'm not being ugly like that. But sometimes I do feel alone, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like uh, alone in this process, and then you couple. I said in the last. I alluded to this in the last podcast. Three major things happening in my life right now. Potential, well, an anticipated change in my job.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, Very likely change in my relationship, and that's a hard one, man. Because I love my wife, Caesar. I'll never stop loving her, but that doesn't mean that it's healthy. And the third thing is in fact my health. I got some things going on that it makes everything very relevant to the minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would argue, even though I might have a diagnosis that came by way of a text message or actually a letter from your doctor, I'm lucky because some people in our circle, Caesar, in our families, in our friendship groups, might experience something or are experiencing something that we cannot interrupt, we can't stop. I could try to fix some of the health issues. You know, we've
Yeah.
talked about in the past, like, hey, dude, we got to get fit. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to live here a long time. And actually, you took the lead on that this last time. You took the lead. If you're listening, you watch. If you get to watch, you know, Caesar's gone through a bit of a physical transformation. Well, that's not accidental, dude. That's intentional. It's a lot of
Hmm.
work. I'm going through the same thing. That's not accidental. I want to live as long as I can, but I also want to live happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I
No,
want.
that's great. And honestly, I obviously you share what you're going through now, and that's all honestly one of the reasons why I also wanted to talk stuff about and just check in on each other. You said that sometimes you feel alone, and bruh, I'm the same way. And you, I mean, literally, you and I know each other quite a
Too
bit.
much.
It's too much at times. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about Austin. Uh, let's not.
Boy, you wish. Listen. He's trying to spread a story. Nah, it ain't even true. Well,
I
parts of
got
it are
proof.
true.
I got proof. That's all I'm saying. Whatever you
And what
hear,
they
I
say?
got
What do
proof.
they say? Show me the receipts.
I got him. I'll pop him up. Pop him up.
Didn't you give it a homework assignment on our last podcast for them to write a letter and burn it? Okay, burn them receipts, homie.
Hey, they're on both of my phones now, so I got backup for the backup. But no,
I gotta
honestly, I
get
think
me
that's what
another
it is.
phone.
Yeah, but one where you can actually read. But what I was trying to get to is that, bro, we sometimes we're in that headspace that we feel alone. We feel like we don't have anybody else to talk to. We feel like we don't have somebody that we can reach out to and talk to. I'm me right now in the physical space that I'm in. I'm alone physically.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'm alone mentally and physically.
yeah.
So I struggle with that. So that's where I wanted to start this off and wanted to get that going. You started mentioning the physical aspect of it as well. We got to take care of each. We got to take care of ourselves physically too. To be good up here, we also got to be good physically.
You got to.
My I was struggling with my mental health about a year ago. Well, I've been struggling with my mental health for a while now. Honestly, that's why I keep going to therapy. But it came to a point where I was down bad about a year ago. That's whenever I started working out a lot more. The working out this last what 7 or 8 months has been helping me up here because I'm better physically. I'm doing a lot more stuff. My routine has completely changed and shifted from what it used to be. I'm not drinking as much. I'm in the gym 5 to 6 days a week. In the mornings, I'm eating better, bro. I'm almost down 70 pounds in the last 8 months.
What, dude?
70 pounds in the last 8 months.
And I would, dude. I saw this video, one of our earliest videos. You don't
Yeah.
even look the same, dude.
No.
And here's the thing, guys.
No.
At the time, but by the way, I don't buy into like image based on how you look and stuff like that. If
Mhm.
you're happy, dude, handle your business.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, when it starts to create health issues, or if
Yep.
you're discontent with how you feel and how you look, do something about it. Caesar, I'll tell you right now, man. Uh, I challenged everybody in our home, all the adults. Okay, not the kids. The kids can't. They can't be on no weight loss diet stuff like that because my kids are very athletic and very,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
already athletic enough as it is.
for real. But I challenged all the adults in the home. I said, dude, and try to make fun, having fun with this. Hey, let's
Hmm.
try. Let's do teams. Let's work together as teams. But really, you're working individually to have
Of
a weight
course.
loss competition. And it's way more than weight loss. We're trying to reset spiritually, bro.
Hmm.
And for us, I just did a bunch of exploration and some homework, right? And we're in the middle right now of a liquid fast. Okay. And now I monitor, I check my blood sugar and I do all this stuff. Like I'm on it, bro. But I tell you, Caesar, that a year ago, a year ago, you were living a life that was potentially detrimental to your physical health, right?
100%.
But we both were, by the way. I would argue that it's easy to see the physical side, like, oh, I'm
Hmm.
fat, or I'm too skinny, or I'm too this, whatever. That's easy to see the physical side. But listen, if you're listening, I want you to know you can't see the emotional, spiritual, mental health side, man. That's the reality.
Yep.
So good that you're working out and end result is losing weight and feeling better about yourself, but your brain and your heart thank you also, man. I know mine.
100%.
I've been intentional about making some modifications, and like you say, I wrote down here, um, working out and drinking, and I cut
Yeah.
down on my drinking big time, bro.
Same.
Because like I mean, and I can't drink like you next level.
I
But
was living, I was a
this
whole different
dude,
level of that too.
hey, my homeboy can drink.
And I still
My
can.
Well, but you know what?
I'll
And
do it.
we're using that a little bit as a coping mechanism, right? We're trying to get through.
100%.
And it felt good to drink with you, man, and kind of go through that. But at the end, if you're not drinking just for celebration, if you're drowning your sorrows, man, that could be dangerous.
Yep.
If you're eating through your pain, that's dangerous. But if
Yeah.
you're eating because you celebrate or whatever, I love that stuff, dude. I
Hmm.
love food, but I wanted to do it healthy.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what it is. And you hit the point, the nail on the head. When about a year ago, when we were not physically be taking care of ourselves, our mental health was affecting us. You can see it on the on the previous episodes. Our lack of energy that we had, the way that we talked, the way that we portrayed ourselves, even in the episodes, it was different. But also, one of the biggest things that
We're
I've
over
noticed,
here talking like,
yeah, no, for real, bro.
dang.
And honestly, I was looking back at one of the episodes. I don't know. I think it was like the second one or third one, a long time ago. That there's points where I'm like sitting here, like closing my eyes if I was
I
falling
remember.
asleep.
Oh, dude, I
I'm not
remember.
falling asleep because I'm listening, but I'm too tired that my eyes are you know what I mean? They're just closing on themselves. I'm trying to. I'm awake because I'm listening and I'm in the conversation and I'm here and there, but I'm not there.
Well, you remember, Caesar, there was some times where we hit the road and
Yeah.
you'd fall asleep, and I was like, hey, dude, I get this, hey, you fall asleep, but there's some health issues going on. Yeah, I'm working on, I'm doing this, I'm talking this, and like, yeah, dude, like, that's
Yeah.
scary to be that young and dealing with that kind of stuff and an easy fix towards maybe it's not a complete fix, but management, working out, dude,
Yeah.
getting good sleep, which I'm guilty of not getting, man. I'm
Oh,
not.
I
I
don't either.
don't sleep good, man.
I don't either, but I have a lot more energy now because and this is again back then a year ago I wasn't sick physically. Like I did my checkups every 6 months. I did my physical every 6 months. Everything came back normal. Like I wasn't sick with anything. I was sick up here.
Yeah,
My thoughts, the way that I was going through stuff, the ways that I was doing things was not the right way to do it. When I started shifting that, when I started working on myself a little bit more, when I started working out, when I started eating better, when I started not sleeping better, because I don't sleep. I sleep 4.5 to 5 hours a
same,
night,
dude.
if that. But I feel a lot more energized. I have a lot more energy throughout the day because I wake up at 3:30 in the morning, go to the gym, come to the office and work by 12 when I was normally finally waking up after getting up or whatever. Now by 12 I got done pretty much my whole day because I've been in the office since 7:30. So I feel a lot more productive. I mean, you can see it, the physical aspect of it, the
Yeah,
70 pounds that I've lost
yep.
in that time. But up here, I'm a lot better. A year ago, I wouldn't have been able to take a position like this where I'm at now. I wouldn't have been able to leave home. I don't know where that would have led me if I would have taken a position outside of the state a year ago, just because I was not there mentally.
Yeah, man, I feel that.
I was not there. Now, yeah, I have down days, I have bad days, I have days that I miss the kids, that I miss my mom, that I miss my siblings. But I know why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm here, and I can deal with it. Back then, I wouldn't have been able to. I would have gone straight to alcohol
And you
to
know
cope
what,
with
dude?
those.
Here's another unique thing: is you've got tremendous purpose. You've always had talent, also, but now you have purpose that perhaps in the last position had started to, things were changing so much
You know?
that the mission, not even the mission had changed. The mission wasn't there, bro.
Yep.
And now you're at a position in a place where you're able to be innovative and creative and successful again. And that wasn't always happening at the last place.
Mhm.
And it drains you. So here's my point. If you're listening and you're not happy, things ain't going great, just change it, man.
Yeah.
I say that with tremendous privilege and respect. I know it's not
It's
that
easier
easy,
said than done.
but you can start working towards that.
Oh, of course, of course, of course,
You know
of
what you
course.
can change? Your mindset.
Hmm.
You can start there.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
can, listen. Listen. I tell people all the time. Okay, I'm so thankful as a veteran. They taught me this: push up, sit up, and a 2 mile run. Push up, sit up, and a 2 mile run. What I'm saying is, you don't have to pay for a gym membership. You don't have to buy weights. You don't have to get rubber bands. If you can, that's cool. But if you want to just do push ups all day long,
Yeah.
change
Going
them
on
up
a walk.
right, dime, right, sit ups,
Hmm.
crunches, however you want to do that, and then a 2 mile run. If you think a run's not good or you're not there yet, fast walk. There's a lot of things you can do, low cost to free, to start working on your mental health and your physical
Yeah.
health, and they feed off each other. The same way, Caesar, we've been there, man. You start getting depressed, right? Let's say you put on 5 pounds. You're like, damn, I don't feel good. Well, what you also aren't seeing, feeling just yet, is that those 5 pounds, of course, made you a little bit more slower and affected your
Hmm.
mental health. So you're just laying in bed, like, you know what,
Hmm.
bro? I know what I need. I need a, I need some Rocky Road ice cream. That'll make me feel better. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna add some health component. I'm gonna add bananas. Puro pinche banana split is what I'm trying to say. So what? Yeah. So what have you done? You've caloric intake, and when you're gonna go
Hmm.
work out after that? No, you're not. You're gonna take a nap. You're gonna sleep. So
Yeah.
over the course of a few months, right? Then you're gaining more weight. You're lethargic, bro. Now you're
Yeah.
not able to move. You dim the lights. It's dark in your room. You're not working out, and the depression is growing. Now you see the physical side, like, hey, I gained 8 pounds last year.
Hmm.
Yeah, but what you can't measure is where's your health,
Yep.
where's your spirituality, right? Your mental wellness. That's the kind of stuff that makes it harder. And the way depression works, it's a mug, dude. It likes for you to sleep. It likes
Yeah.
for you to not talk to anyone, to separate yourself, Caesar. It likes for you to again dim the lights, change the music to where it's real solemn and shit, and then
Yep.
maybe even start add some drinks or whatever. Bro, I've been there, man. I've been there. Ended up hospitalized in the
Hmm.
hospital, man, because of that. It's a real sickness, dude, and you can help contribute to that.
Hmm.
And we're at a point in our lives where we want to interrupt that.
Yeah.
Can't do it anymore, dude.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah, it's not gonna get you where you think it's gonna get you.
Mm-mm.
So hopefully you have someone in your life that you could check in with, that you could work out with, that you could share a drink. But I'm talking about a tea. I'm talking about some, if you know, whatever. I like Kool Aid. I like to drink my Kool Aid. I don't drink, man. I like my Kool Aid.
I don't
But
think I
I've
ever
been
drank
like
Kool-Aid.
lately, and me and the kids, we put those pickle slices or whole pickles,
Hmm.
in some Kool Aid in a jar. Let it sit in there for a week, dude, and then we drink that. Eat the pickles, Kool Aid
I
pickle.
hate pickles, so
Well, then you're in the right state. Don't come back to Texas until you appreciate some pickles. Don't do
I'm
that
never
yet.
gonna appreciate pickles. That's
You don't like
disgusting. What
pickles
you? No,
at all, at all?
I don't. Mm-mm. I don't
Hold
like
up,
pickles.
huh? What? I'm sorry you got to see my ugly face this close, but this
It's
dude don't like pickles.
very ugly, but very feature ugly. But
Oh, we just lost 5,000 subscribers.
I wouldn't doubt it one bit, honestly. Uh,
Last
you
week we
stupid.
celebrated 11,000 subscribers.
11.
That's crazy, guys.
Yeah, we're a little bit over that. But yeah, honestly, I think that's definitely it. Energy levels are get higher once you start working out, once you start doing, and it again, like you said, it doesn't have to be getting a gym and going up every single day or whatever. Going on a walk after you eat or after you get from work, going on and walking, that's also a great way to do that. The next part where we wanted to check in is that spiritual aspect of it. How are we doing spiritually? What is keeping us grounded? How are we disconnecting? and centering ourselves again, and dealing with the things that throw us off balance, bro. Because I think honestly, we go every day with shit that or every day shit happens that throws us off our balance. That we're like, all right, bro, I feel like I'm doing good, and then you see something, you remember something, something's going on at home, something that's going on at work, something's going on in the world that just messes up that balance. How are we refocusing ourselves and recentering ourselves to continue to be physically, mentally, spiritually well?
Yeah. I think it's that important, man. I think that as human beings, man, we're all connected to this power, this spiritual connection, dude, that I can't always explain because I'm not a real religious person in that sense. But
Hmm.
I have a respect and reverence for something. And
Yeah.
what this allows me to do is to clear my head. And, back to when I talked about I'm on a liquid fast right now.
Hmm.
What I'm doing is for a couple of days, dude, I'm drinking just any liquid, whatever I want. You want
Any liquid?
any liquid, homie. So
Ooh,
check it out.
that's my kind of that.
Well, but I'm making good choices about what my liquids are. Like
Okay.
like for example, if I want something sweet, I'll go get my Kool-Aid, or if I want a Big Red, or a tea. Really, honestly,
Okay.
if I want something salty, I'll go get a miso soup or some kind of broth or something like that. But my
Okay.
point is
Okay.
that I'm only doing liquids. Okay, and that's pretty much the extent of it. And then in 3 days, after 3 or 4 days, we're working together as a team. I check my blood sugar, I'm monitoring all this stuff. Then we're gonna do just water. So just a true cleanse of just water for 2, maybe 3 days. And the thought behind that, Caesar, has spiritual components as well. So
Does it?
for
Okay.
3 days, and I'm gonna take a vacation day towards the end, and I think I'm gonna try to just recenter myself, dude. And I might even do some prayers, which I don't do, but I'm just trying to get to a point where my mind is clear. I'm thankful. I'm pleasant, and I only am attracting um, goodness. And I think that I've allowed people to talk shit to me, and I ain't fucking doing it anymore. I ain't doing it, man. So I stopped that shit right away. Excuse me for my language, but that is spirituality to me. For me,
Yeah.
spirituality is, man, my heart got to be good, but your heart got to be good when you come to me too.
Exactly.
And if this job isn't doing it, then I transition. If this relationship isn't doing it, then I transition. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at. And for my health, that's that third component. That's what I'm working on right now. And when I say health, I mean, as you do as well, Caesar, spiritual health is a big part of that wellness, man. It got to be for me.
It has to be. It's part of that wellness wheel. It all impacts us at the end of the day. For me, I haven't been going to church as much as I used to whenever
Well,
I
I
was
was
back
about
in
to say,
Texas.
because you had to really connected here in
Hmm.
Dallas, and so now you're in a whole new place. You kind of got to start all over. What's that looking like for you?
I haven't found a church out here. Honestly, I haven't really looked. I've just been literally nonstop working pretty much all weekends, out working, trying to do that. But I think for me is just having those moments, those alone times, to myself whenever I'm going to work or coming to work. Also, like we mentioned on the episode on the earlier episode, I stopped watching TikTok, bro. And now at night, whenever
You know what?
like I used to get home and after while I was having dinner or whenever I was watching TV or whatever, I would scroll 10, 15, 20 minutes on the phone, watching TikToks, whatever, right? That was the way that I thought that I was de-stressing. That was bringing more stress to me because you're seeing shit that's going on, you're seeing things that are going on. Obviously, it's also keeping you updated on news and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what? Let me put it away. Let me put that away. So now I'm reading at night. I get home from work. I eat my dinner. I'm done showering and like literally by 8. at 8 at night, I'm done showering, ready to go to bed, and I put some music or some a podcast or something because I can't read in quiet. I don't For some reason I don't like silence. I cannot be with myself and my own thoughts in silence, other than when I'm driving. So whenever I'm at the house or whatever, I need some kind of noise. So I put something in the background and just sit down for a little bit, read a chapter or two on the book that I'm reading, um, go to bed. By 9:30, I'm in bed.
Dude, do I appreciate hearing that, specifically the point about social media. Because I mean, I know it's easy for you say, oh, dude, he don't do. No, I actually enjoy social media.
I do
You know,
too.
you put me on TikTok, and so I've been, but I haven't done, because I like to create as well. Sometimes we're consumers,
Yeah,
sometimes we're creators. Okay,
yeah,
um, I have concentrated on this craft for the podcast and my own physical,
yeah.
spiritual wellness. That for the last week, in a few days, I have not been on TikTok creating or even consuming, or Facebook or Instagram, all stuff, mostly because I don't know my passwords, and I can't remember how to get back in. But
So dumb.
besides
You're
but
so
besides that,
dumb.
it's true that I actually do, um, uh, limit intake, and the reason why, Caesar, is because that intake is so time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
One, and what it does to the brain, bro.
Yeah.
It occupies so much space in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And it could even change your mood. Like a good song, dude, will make you feel great, and a tough song will throw you back into some memories. The amount of information on TikTok, wow, is so helpful, or any social media. Let me just not say TikTok. On all socials, it's so helpful, but it also can be detrimental to your mental
Yeah,
health.
that's an overload. That's an overload of
And Caesar, and then specifically to the Hispanic community,
fuck.
there's so much pain right now, and we're trying to share information, we're trying to help each other out, but actually we're compounding
Mm-hmm.
to
Yep. Yep.
all the fear, bro. It's
Yep.
hard for members of the community right now.
Yep. No, it affects you, man. Like, I mean, for me, I'm documented, so being on TikTok and seeing all the shit that's going on in Chicago, seeing all this ICE raids everywhere in Texas, and all of this shit, like, yeah, that shit affects my mental health too. I'm not there, I'm not present, I'm not living through it, but just seeing it, how it's affecting the community, how it's affecting people's loved ones, how it's affecting children, how it's affecting elders and stuff like that. That's why I needed to take a break from it. I was consuming way too much time on it. And yeah, I think reading has been good. And honestly, the book that I'm rereading a book right now, which is great. You probably read it too before, but I needed to reread it. Is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I started
I've never
rereading
read it. I've
that.
thumbed through it. I've not read it, dude.
Read
Um,
it's good. It's literally it's what we talk about. It's like we don't give a fuck, but we really do give a fuck about not giving a fuck. So read the book, and honestly, like I said, that's what I read before I go to bed. Text the family good night, whatever, last text message, and I'm in bed by like 9:30, 10 at the very latest. And that's how I'm keeping myself spiritually grounded and focused. Because also at work, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of moving pieces everywhere, that could shift your way. So for me, having a routine has helped me center myself and ground myself. It's like, hey, this is my purpose. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing, and letting me know that whatever happens today, things were said, whatever things happened, I gotta be up early in the morning the next morning because I gotta hit my chest day. I gotta hit my miles. I gotta get ready and I gotta go to work. So whatever happened up until this point, we got to keep pushing forward and continue to move forward with that. So,
no, for real, dude. Appreciate that, and I see it, man. I see your energy level. I just see you as a different person, man. In the last year, since you've been taking care of yourself. And I would encourage all of you today, whenever you're ready, man. We're at different points in our lives. Maybe
Yeah.
you're already well physically. I'm gonna encourage you to address the wellness wheel. Get
Yeah.
well spiritually. Get well emotionally. Get well, work wise, academically, whatever it means to you. Seek those opportunities, man, to get well.
Yeah.
Your body, your mind, your heart will appreciate it, and they will send you messages of appreciation. But the people
Hmm.
around you as well, the people around your in your
Hmm.
circle will definitely
Yeah.
appreciate when you're doing well, when you're taking care of yourself.
Hmm.
If you can, man, limit intake.
Yeah.
Drink anything that's not good for your body. Social media, if you overdo it, dude, it's great. Don't get me wrong, but if you overdo anything, that's true. If you
Yeah.
overdo
It's
anything,
super anything.
it's not good for you.
Hmm.
You like you're working out, but if you start spending so much time working out that you like, I'm not gonna go to work, or I'm gonna change my job because I
Or
need to be
hurting yourself or whatever. Yeah,
right.
no. I mean, I'm pushing myself obviously because that's what's supposed to, but I'm not overdoing it. I'm working
Correct.
out 5, 6 days a week, but I'm mindful of my routines and stuff. But yeah, no, it's important to not overconsume anything. Again, as you said, it's social media, alcohol, whatever the other vices that we might have. Because there a lot of things are vices, like there's a lot of stuff that can hurt us mentally, physically, and spiritually. So just be mindful of that. But yeah, honestly, that's pretty much all I just wanted to talk about to this episode. I know probably we're almost at that 45-minute mark time that we usually get to. But brother, this is how we check up on each other. This is how we reach out. This is how we do it, and we're all in different moments of our life. We're all in different stages of our lives. Our listeners, you, myself, that we're all going through shit at one point. So being able to just pause, check up on each other, check up on yourself, and understand how we're doing, I think it's important because I think if we're able to take care of ourselves, everything else will come naturally and everything else will flow, regardless. So that's it for me tonight.
Well, listen, man, I can't thank you enough, Caesar, for checking in on me. I appreciate it. And here on the podcast, right? And we do pretty good about checking in with each other daily. We don't just send dumb memes and insults to each other.
There's a lot of those. There's a lot of those too.
There's a lot of that, but but we also take time to check in on each other, be sure we're doing all right.
Hmm.
That's what a friendship is, man. That's what mutual respect is, and we hope that you're doing the same. We hope that you're reaching out to others and checking in on them, and may you be so lucky to have people that check in on you, man.
Yep.
And that's what this is about. At the end of the day, dude, titles, bank accounts, whatever car you're driving or whatever house you're living in, it doesn't matter if someone doesn't care about you.
Hmm.
To me,
Yeah.
maybe to you, it's okay. But
None of that is gonna go on the ashes. None of that is gonna be incinerated with you when you leave. All that money that you had, all those cars, all those houses, they're not gonna put it in a bigger urn for you and burn them down when you transition. The only thing that you're leaving behind is a legacy and the way that you made people feel when you were alive.
absolutely, man. Cannot say it enough. So thank you guys again for entertaining us with your presence, for subscribing. You have homework. There's things you need to do, right? Check in on somebody. Let us know, dude. Throw it in the
Yeah,
comments. If you're public, send us a private message if you're more
that's it.
private like that. Like our videos, man. We appreciate that. That definitely helps. And let me say this, as is the case with algorithms. If I know someone in my small circle that they watch videos that justify their actions.
Hmm.
That's how it works, brother. If you watch a video about why you're such a great spouse and other spouses just like you, it's going to send you more of that information.
Hmm.
But if you watch videos about checking yourself and being mindful of others, it'll send you more videos like that. But my
Hmm.
point is that if you just live in this world where you're justified, you'll never think about anyone else. You never have to think about anyone else. Right? And that's how the algorithm works. If I start watching videos about, oh, poor husbands, and wives that were not this and that, or wives that, and then you start getting all that, then in a month down the road, you're gonna be like, dang, all these women are terrible, or all
Hmm.
these men are terrible,
Yep.
or this political party is terrible and they hate me, or this political party is this and that. Be mindful of your intake, man. Be mindful of those algorithms, and try to surround yourself with the beauty of love and innocence as much as possible.
Hmm.
I like to think that's what we offer you here every week, man. Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much for listening to our podcast, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next.